There is a special kind of strength hidden inside a loyal heart, a strength so fierce, so pure, that when it is offered, it can build empires, heal wounds, and anchor souls lost in the storm. But when that loyalty is betrayed, when a faithful heart is shattered by the very ones it trusted most, something far greater than pain is unleashed. It is not just the breaking of a person, it is the breaking of a bond that life itself honors. And when that sacred bond is violated, life, patient and unrelenting, begins to turn its wheel, not through anger, not through violence, but through something far more certain, consequence. Those who once played carelessly with devotion will watch their own lives, piece by piece, begin to fall apart, not because you demanded it, but because truth, in its own time, demands a price for every betrayal. You, the loyal heart, must rise, and they must face what they chose to destroy. The sacred nature of loyalty. Loyalty is not just an admirable quality, it is the living foundation upon which all true relationships are built. Without loyalty, love cannot survive. Without loyalty, trust has no roots. It is the silent promise that binds souls together beyond the temporary storms of life. When you find someone who is loyal, you have found a rare jewel, one that even time and trials cannot easily destroy. Loyalty says, I will stand by you, not only when it is easy, but especially when it is hard. In a world that is obsessed with appearances and fleeting pleasures, loyalty is increasingly rare. People chase what feels good in the moment, abandoning anything that demands sacrifice. But loyalty does not operate according to emotion or convenience. It is a decision of the soul, a commitment written in quiet acts of devotion when no one is watching and there is nothing to gain. A loyal heart does not ask, what do I get from this? It asks, how can I honor what matters most? The tragedy of betrayal is not just that someone walked away. It is the desecration of something sacred. When you give your loyalty, you are handing over something precious, your trust, your protection, your faith. Betrayal is a violation of that gift, a vandalism of something holy. It is not just about broken promises, it is about broken sacred ground between two human beings. And it is why the wounds from betrayal run deeper than almost any other wound in life. Those who are loyal often suffer quietly. They carry the weight of others' failures on their own shoulders. They stay when it would be easier to leave. They defend the absent, believe the best, and forgive flaws that others would not. Their hearts are tempered in the fires of patience and love, but when they are betrayed, something irreversible happens. The very core of what they believed about the world is shaken. It is not just trust in a person that is broken. It is trust in the goodness of giving itself. Yet even in that pain, the loyal heart remains different. It refuses to turn bitter. It refuses to surrender to cynicism. It learns, painfully, slowly, that loyalty must be given wisely, that loyalty must be protected, that not every smile deserves your allegiance and not every hand deserves your shield. The loyal heart becomes wiser, not weaker. It chooses to guard its sacred offering rather than to withhold it entirely from the world. There is a divine strength in loyalty that often goes unnoticed. The world rewards cleverness, rewards ambition, rewards those who chase after what they want without concern for others. But it is loyalty that sustains what ambition builds. It is loyalty that keeps love alive when beauty fades. It is loyalty that upholds promises when profit would suggest betrayal. Without loyalty, all victories are temporary, all relationships are shallow, and all dreams are doomed to crumble. You may have been made to feel foolish for your loyalty. You may have been mocked, used, misunderstood. But do not ever let the failures of others redefine the sacredness of your own heart. Your loyalty is not your weakness. It is your strength. It is the reason that even in your moments of greatest hurt, you are still capable of deep love, deep commitment, and deep hope. Loyalty is not a flaw you must correct. It is a crown you must learn to wear more wisely. Understand this: loyalty is not a contract, it is a covenant. It is not about perfection, it is about presence. It says, even when you are not at your best, I will not abandon you. But a covenant requires two souls to honor it. When one soul turns away, the covenant shatters. And no matter how deeply you wish to heal it, a covenant cannot exist without mutual faithfulness. When betrayal enters, it forces a decision: to close your heart forever or to refine it. Choose refinement. Choose to become more discerning, not more distrustful. Choose to recognize your loyalty as a sacred fire, powerful, beautiful, and dangerous when given to the wrong hands. Learn to offer it only to those who have proven themselves worthy, to those who have shown not just once, but again and again that they will protect what you entrust to them. The beauty of loyalty is that when given to the right people, it multiplies. It deepens love, strengthens trust, and creates bonds that even death cannot destroy. It becomes a fortress against the storms of life. It becomes a refuge in a world that often feels cold and uncertain. It becomes the soil where hope and dreams take root and thrive. There is a quiet honor in staying loyal when others choose the easy path. There is a nobility in remaining faithful when betrayal would be easier. You are not naive for believing in loyalty. You are courageous. You are rare. You are building a life that will outlast the temporary thrills that betrayal seems to promise. And those who betrayed your loyalty, they have not just lost you. They have lost the rarest kind of soul. A soul capable of building kingdoms, sustaining love, and forging bonds that time itself respects. One day, in their own silence, they will realize what they destroyed. But by then, you will be too busy building the life that loyalty was always meant to bless. The invisible collapse of the betrayer. Betrayal never shows its true cost immediately, does not announce itself with fanfare or flashing warnings. To the betrayer, in the beginning, everything seems victorious. They believe they have outsmarted the faithful. They believe they have escaped responsibility, walking away without consequence. Yet life is not mocked so easily. The collapse begins in ways that are slow, silent, and invisible to the outside world, but devastating to the soul that committed the act. The first cracks do not appear in their reputation or their outward success. They appear in the way they perceive the world. Betrayal changes the betrayer. It rots their ability to trust others. Because they know what they themselves are capable of, they begin to suspect everyone else is capable of the same. Relationships that once brought joy now carry undercurrents of fear and suspicion. Where they once stood on the solid ground of trust, they now walk on a field of hidden landmines they themselves planted. The mind of the betrayer becomes a battlefield. They fight secret wars between guilt and denial, between the truth they know and the lies they tell themselves. Every success is shadowed by a quiet question: did I deserve this? Every new connection is poisoned by a whisper: will this person betray me too? Even when they manage to hide it from others, they cannot hide it from their own reflection. Late at night, when the distractions fall away, the weight of their actions presses down upon them. Guilt is a slow and patient hunter. It does not always devour its prey at once. Instead, it follows at a distance, waiting for moments of weakness, for cracks in the armor of pride. It shows itself in unexpected sadness, in flashes of anger, in the dull ache of emptiness that no amount of pleasure can erase. They may numb themselves with new relationships, achievements, or possessions, but the hollowness remains, growing with every attempt to outrun it. There is no true safety for the betrayer. They have forfeited their own internal sanctuary. In betraying another, they have betrayed themselves. They have violated the part of their soul that was capable of pure loyalty and genuine love. No matter how skilled they become at masking it, part of them knows they have shrunk inside. They have traded something eternal for something temporary, and no amount of external gain can replace what was lost internally. Over time, this invisible collapse becomes visible in patterns they cannot escape. They will find that relationships fail more easily, trust is harder to earn and harder still to keep. Friendships grow shallow, love grows transactional, loyalty becomes a foreign concept, something they expect from others but can no longer truly give or receive. They live surrounded by people, yet feel increasingly isolated because betrayal has taught them to see everyone as either a threat or a tool. There is a loneliness that haunts the betrayer, a loneliness far deeper than simply being alone. It is the loneliness of knowing they have disqualified themselves from true connection. It is the loneliness of realizing that even if someone loved them deeply, they might never fully believe it. Because if they could betray someone who trusted them once, how could they ever fully trust another's love again? Even their victories taste different. Achievements that should bring joy feel strangely empty. The applause of the world sounds hollow because somewhere inside they know it is directed at a mask, not at their true self. They smile in photographs, they celebrate milestones, but inside there is a gnawing sense of unworthiness that no praise can silence. Every trophy collected becomes another reminder of how far they have drifted from the person they once could have been. The life of the betrayer begins to fragment. They become expert compartmentalizers, dividing their lives into separate boxes. One for work, one for relationships, one for their private regrets. But no matter how carefully they separate things, the rot eventually spreads. Lies bleed into friendships. Distrust poisons partnerships. The betrayal they thought was a single event becomes a recurring theme, playing itself out in different forms again and again. One of the most devastating realities for the betrayer is that they often cannot recognize the full collapse until it is too late. They move from relationship to relationship, job to job, place to place, blaming others for the emptiness they carry. They look outward for reasons, never realizing that the true damage is internal. It is not the world that has become less trustworthy. It is they themselves who have become incapable of fully trusting or being trusted. Eventually, the collapse becomes undeniable. The friendships that were once strong drift into cold distance. The opportunities that once opened easily now require endless effort. The peace that once came naturally now seems impossible to find. Success, if it comes, feels burdened rather than blessed. Every moment of solitude brings confrontation with the truth they have long tried to avoid. By the time they realize what they have lost, the loyal heart they betrayed has moved on. Life, in its quiet justice, has elevated the one who remained true. Healing has made the once broken stronger. Wisdom has replaced naivete, and the betrayer stands outside, watching a kingdom they can no longer enter, built by hands they once took for granted. The invisible collapse of the betrayer is slow, silent, and certain. No one needs to force it. No revenge needs to be plotted. life, with its unwavering commitment to truth, ensures that betrayal carries its own punishment, not through dramatic downfall, but through the slow erosion of the very soul that once chose betrayal over loyalty. The loyal heart as a builder of kingdoms. Loyalty is the unseen foundation upon which all great structures are built. It is easy to be enamored by talent, brilliance, or charisma, yet these qualities alone do not create lasting legacies. It is loyalty that fortifies the foundation and ensures that something substantial endures, long after the initial excitement has faded. It is loyalty that transforms fleeting moments of success into permanent achievement. It is the loyal heart that constructs kingdoms, not only in the world, but in the hearts of others. In the quiet moments away from the public eye, loyalty does its most important work. It builds trust where none existed. It creates stability where there was once chaos. And it forms unbreakable bonds in a world that often feels fractured. While many chase recognition or accolades, those who carry loyalty in their hearts are quietly laying the groundwork for a legacy that can never be erased. They understand that lasting impact is not built in a day, but over years of unwavering commitment to something greater than themselves. A loyal heart does not seek the spotlight. It does not demand accolades or public acknowledgement. Instead, it works tirelessly behind the scenes, supporting the ones they care about, offering their dedication without expectation of reward. Loyalty is not a transaction. It is not about giving in order to receive. It is about giving because you believe in something or someone so deeply that your actions are motivated solely by a desire to see it thrive. In relationships, loyalty creates a fortress against the storms of life. When trust is broken or tested, it is the loyal heart that holds steady, even when others falter. Loyalty is the glue that binds people together during their most difficult times. It is the quiet strength that keeps a family united in the face of hardship, that keeps a partnership strong when challenges arise, and that allows friendships to flourish, even when distance or time threatens to tear them apart. The loyal heart is not a passive observer. It is a relentless builder. It stands firm in the face of adversity, not out of stubbornness, but because it understands the importance of what it is building. Loyalty does not look for immediate results or instant gratification. It is the steady and persistent work that creates something enduring. Just as a single brick does not make a building, a single act of loyalty is not enough to create a lasting foundation. It is the daily repeated acts of commitment, trust, and support that slowly but surely form the sturdy walls of the kingdoms we build. To be loyal is to invest in the future. It is to commit to something or someone beyond the immediate present, beyond the temporary pleasures or fleeting emotions. A loyal heart sees the potential in the long game. It is patient, understanding that true success and fulfillment come only through enduring effort. Loyalty is not about chasing quick wins. It is about cultivating a deep and meaningful connection that grows over time. It is about being there through the ups and downs, through the struggles and triumphs, and knowing that every step forward, no matter how small, is progress. The power of loyalty is that it can transform the ordinary into the extraordinary. A loyal heart has the ability to turn even the most challenging situations into opportunities for growth. It takes setbacks and failures and uses them as stepping stones toward greater achievements. Where others might see defeat, the loyal heart sees a lesson, a chance to build something stronger. Loyalty does not accept failure as an endpoint. It sees it as part of the journey toward creating something lasting. When a loyal heart commits, it gives not just its time or energy, but its very essence. It offers its full self, trusting in the process of building, even when the results are not immediately visible. There is a deep satisfaction in knowing that piece by piece, the foundations of a kingdom are being laid. The loyal heart does not ask for praise, but finds fulfillment in the act of creation itself. It understands that the true reward is not in what is seen, but in the knowledge that something greater is being constructed, something that will outlast the individual. In a world that often glorifies individual success, loyalty offers a different path, one of collective growth, shared victory, and mutual support. The loyal heart understands that greatness is not achieved alone. It is built through the efforts of many, through the combined strength of individuals who stand by one another through thick and thin. Loyalty fosters unity, allowing people to come together to create something that none of them could have achieved alone. Even in the face of betrayal, the loyal heart continues to build. It understands that loyalty is not dependent on others' actions, but on one's own commitment to what is right. The loyal heart does not crumble when tested. It rises, even stronger, more determined to build something that cannot be destroyed. It learns to discern where its loyalty is best placed and where it must draw boundaries to protect itself. Yet even in this discernment, it remains loyal to its values, its principles, and its vision for the future. When loyalty is present, it acts as a magnet, drawing others toward it. People recognize the value of loyalty, even if they cannot always articulate it. A loyal heart inspires others to be their best, to rise above their fears and limitations. It fosters an environment of trust and respect where people feel safe to give of themselves, knowing they will be supported. The loyal heart becomes the cornerstone upon which others can build, and in turn, it becomes a pillar of strength for all those who rely on it. The loyal heart is the true builder of kingdoms. It constructs not with bricks and mortar, but with love, trust, and commitment. It understands that the most valuable things in life are not tangible possessions, but the relationships, connections, and legacies we create through our loyalty. The loyal heart leaves a lasting impact, not through grand gestures, but through the quiet, steady work of building something greater than itself. And the quiet rise of the broken. In a world that often celebrates perfection and strength, there is something profoundly powerful about the broken. The broken are those who have been shattered by life's trials, betrayed, abandoned, hurt beyond what words can describe. Yet in the midst of their suffering, something remarkable occurs. The broken are not defeated. They are transformed. They rise quietly, slowly, but with the strength that comes from a deep well within. Their power is not in their ability to avoid pain, but in their ability to rise from it, stronger, wiser, and more determined than ever before. The quiet rise of the broken is not loud or showy. It does not demand attention or applause. Instead, it happens in the stillness, in the moments when no one is watching, when the world is too busy to notice. It is in the small acts of courage, the decision to get out of bed in the morning, the choice to continue walking when every step feels like a battle, the will to keep going despite feeling like giving up. The rise of the broken is a quiet revolution of the soul, a triumph of resilience that cannot be measured by external success or accolades. The broken are often misunderstood. Society tends to see them as victims, as people who have been defeated by life's harshness. But this perception overlooks the deeper truth. Yes, they have been hurt. Yes, they have been broken. But what many fail to see is that the process of being broken is also the process of becoming. It is through the cracks in their hearts that new light shines, a light that was not there before. The broken, in their pain, learn to rebuild themselves. They become more in tune with their true selves, more aware of their strength, and more capable of facing the challenges that life throws at them. In their brokenness, the broken develop a strength that cannot be easily understood by those who have never faced true hardship. They become more compassionate, more empathetic, because they know what it feels like to be on the edge, to feel like everything is slipping away. They know the depth of suffering. And because of that, they also know the power of healing. The broken do not pity themselves. They do not wallow in despair. Instead, they use their pain as fuel for their transformation. They take the shards of their shattered hearts and build something new, something more beautiful than what existed before. One of the most profound aspects of the rise of the broken is their ability to see beauty in the brokenness of others. Because they have walked through the fire themselves, they are not afraid to sit with others in their pain. They do not shy away from the suffering of others. Instead, they offer their presence, their understanding, and their strength. The broken are the ones who offer a hand when no one else will. They understand that healing is not a solitary journey. It is one that must be shared with others. And so they rise not only for themselves, but for those around them, lifting others up as they climb. The quiet rise of the broken is also a rise in self-awareness. In the aftermath of suffering, the broken are forced to look inward. They are forced to confront their fears, their flaws, and their limitations. But it is through this confrontation that they discover their true strength. They realize that their worth is not defined by what has been done to them or by the pain they have endured. Their worth is inherent, rooted in who they are, not in what they have experienced. The broken come to understand that they are more than their past, more than the labels others have placed on them, and more than the wounds that have scarred them. It is in the quiet rise of the broken that the most beautiful transformations occur. From the depths of despair, they build lives that are filled with purpose, passion, and meaning. They rise not to prove anything to the world, but to prove to themselves that they are capable of more than they ever imagined. They rise to honor the lessons they have learned, the strength they have gained, and the resilience that now defines them. The broken become the architects of their own redemption, creating lives that are not only successful, but deeply meaningful. This quiet rise is not always easy. There are days when the weight of the past feels too heavy to bear, when the pain seems too much to overcome. But the broken understand that healing is not linear. There are setbacks, there are moments of doubt, but there is also progress. The rise of the broken is a journey, not a destination. It is a path that requires patience, persistence, and grace. And while the world may not always see the small victories, the broken know that each step forward is a triumph in itself. The quiet rise of the broken is a testament to the human spirit. It is proof that even in our darkest moments, there is a light that can guide us out of the shadows. It is proof that we are never beyond redemption, never beyond hope, and never beyond healing. The broken are not defined by their pain. They are defined by their ability to rise from it, to rebuild themselves, and create lives of purpose and meaning. The quiet rise of the broken is a victory over the very forces that sought to destroy them. It is a victory not only for the individual, but for humanity as a whole. It is a reminder that no matter how broken we may feel, we have the power to rise, to heal, and to build something new. The broken do not remain in the dust of their past. They rise from it, stronger, wiser, and more capable of creating the future they desire. The lasting strength of a loyal heart. Loyalty is often seen as a quiet force, one that doesn't demand attention but continues to work steadily behind the scenes. In a world that increasingly values instant results and fleeting connections, loyalty has become a rare and treasured trait. Yet it is through loyalty that true strength is forged. A loyal heart possesses a resilience that can endure the harshest of storms. It doesn't simply survive challenges, it grows stronger through them. The lasting strength of a loyal heart is not born out of sheer force, but out of deep conviction, unwavering commitment, and a quiet but powerful resolve. At the core of loyalty lies an unshakable belief. A loyal heart believes in something beyond itself. It could be loyalty to a person, a cause, or a principle. This belief is the foundation that supports all actions, thoughts, and decisions. Unlike the fleeting emotions of passion or desire, loyalty is grounded in something deeper and more enduring. It's a commitment that doesn't waver in the face of difficulties. When others may question or turn away, the loyal heart holds firm, guided by the conviction that the value of loyalty is greater than the challenges it faces. What makes loyalty so powerful is its consistency. Unlike the tides of change that ebb and flow with circumstances, loyalty is a constant. A loyal heart doesn't change based on the weather of life. It stands firm, whether in times of prosperity or adversity. This consistency becomes its strength. In relationships, whether personal or professional, it's the unwavering presence of loyalty that provides a sense of security and trust. People with loyal hearts are anchors in a world that often feels unpredictable and unstable. They offer a foundation upon which others can build, knowing that their support is not temporary but enduring. Loyalty is not simply about remaining faithful during easy times, it's about showing up when things get difficult, when the road becomes long and the challenges seem insurmountable. The true strength of loyalty is tested in adversity. It is easy to stay loyal when life is going well, when everything is smooth and easy. But it is during hardship, betrayal, or disappointment that loyalty's true power is revealed. The loyal heart doesn't falter when things go wrong. Instead, it rises, strengthened by the very obstacles that seek to weaken it. Through these trials, loyalty becomes unbreakable, a force that not only withstands the pressures of life, but transforms them into opportunities for growth. The lasting strength of loyalty also comes from its selflessness. A loyal heart doesn't act out of a desire for recognition or reward. It doesn't seek praise or acknowledgement for its efforts. Instead, loyalty is driven by a deep sense of duty and love. Whether it's standing by someone during their lowest point or remaining committed to a cause despite the odds, the loyal heart does so without expectation of anything in return. This selflessness is what gives loyalty its true power. It doesn't rely on external validation. It is rooted in an internal belief that what is being done is right and worthy, regardless of the outcome. In a world where people are often quick to abandon relationships or promises when things get difficult, loyalty stands as a rare and precious commodity. It is the glue that holds together families, friendships, and communities. It is the foundation upon which empires are built. People with loyal hearts are often the ones who inspire the greatest loyalty in return. Their strength and commitment serve as a beacon for others, showing what true loyalty looks like and encouraging those around them to rise to the same level. The loyal heart doesn't simply offer its strength to one person or one cause. It creates a ripple effect, spreading the power of loyalty to everyone it touches. Loyalty also nurtures growth, both within oneself and in others. A loyal heart understands the importance of patience. It doesn't expect immediate results, but knows that growth takes time. Just as a seed takes time to grow into a tree, loyalty requires patience to build trust and connection. The loyal heart doesn't rush through the process, but nurtures relationships and commitments, allowing them to develop naturally. It gives space for people and situations to evolve, knowing that true strength is built slowly through consistent effort and unwavering faith. The lasting strength of a loyal heart is also rooted in its ability to forgive. Loyalty isn't blind. It's not about ignoring faults or pretending that everything is perfect. Instead, loyalty acknowledges imperfections and weaknesses, yet chooses to remain steadfast. It's about understanding that people make mistakes and that these mistakes don't diminish the value of a person or a cause. The loyal heart understands that forgiveness is an integral part of loyalty. It's through forgiveness that loyalty is able to endure and grow, transforming challenges into opportunities for deeper connection and understanding. Finally, the lasting strength of a loyal heart is evident in its legacy. Loyalty doesn't just impact the present moment, it shapes the future. A loyal heart leaves a lasting impression on the world around it, one that can be felt long after it has passed. The impact of loyalty extends beyond individual relationships and spreads through communities, cultures, and generations. Those who have been touched by loyalty carry it forward, teaching others the importance of commitment, trust, and integrity. In this way, the loyal heart becomes a living legacy, one that continues to build and inspire long after the individual is no longer present. In the end, the lasting strength of a loyal heart lies not in its ability to stand alone, but in its ability to stand with others. Loyalty creates bonds, strengthens relationships, and builds communities. It is a quiet force, one that doesn't seek attention or recognition, but continues to work tirelessly day after day. The loyal heart doesn't break under pressure. It rises, it endures, and it leaves behind a legacy that will last long after the challenges have faded. The power of loyalty is not in grand gestures, but in the steady, unwavering commitment to what truly matters.